You're sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor. You've just got home from school, you've inserted your favorite game into your GameCube, and you're ready to have the time of your life. Hey, you might have homework to do and Idle Cursive to learn, but dude, you've got Super Monkey Ball, Super Mario Sunshine, Animal Crossing, and Super Monkey Ball 2 right at your fingertips. And in the blink of an eye, you're now standing. In fact, you've been standing for 8 hours straight. You're tired. You've been yelled at by customers, and you make $11 an hour. And you're not a little kid playing Super Monkey Ball 2 anymore. After your shift, you check the news, excited to see the new information on the next gaming console coming out. But instead, the thing you once loved has pulled the rug out from under you. What is this thing? It's Nintendo. I've been a Nintendo fan since I was a kid, and I actually have a giant collection of Nintendo character plushies and multiple collectibles. So this deeply saddens me to see Nintendo take advantage of its fans like this. In this speech, I will cover why I think you shouldn't buy the Nintendo Switch 2 and why boycotting Nintendo matters. During the Nintendo Direct on April 2nd, Nintendo announced the features for the new Nintendo Switch 2 and a multitude of games. But their lack of transparency destroyed all hope for their audience. During the Direct, they chose to not mention any prices. Instead, they announced everything else and had media journalists reveal the prices later. This also led to confusion and misinformation being spread due to their poor organization. Their lack of transparency on the prices backfired heavily and started an uproar of controversy. Nintendo fans were quick to respond with their opinions and their disappointment. Nintendo fans were outraged when they found out the prices for the Nintendo Switch 2 and the games. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to cost $449.99, and the games seem to be ranging from $70 to $80, at least in the US. Nintendo choosing to not reveal the prices, getting everyone super excited, and pulling on their heartstrings is very sleazy. This shows Nintendo knew that the prices would make their consumers very upset. The backlash for the Nintendo Switch 2 and the game pricing is definitely deserved. After people knew about the pricing, Nintendo Treehouse did a live on YouTube, and the live chat was full of people saying, "Drop the price" in all caps. The chat was saying this phrase so much to the point where Nintendo decided to unlist the video on YouTube and make the live chat replay unavailable. Also, by Nintendo setting these expensive prices and it being such a popular company, they are setting an example for other game companies to do the same, therefore raising the standards for game consoles and game prices. On top of the pricing for the console itself and the games, it was revealed that you need to pay $9.99 for the Welcome Tour. This Welcome Tour game is an interactive exhibit for features and technology behind the Nintendo Switch 2. Why on earth would anyone buy this? This is basically the manual for the Switch 2 and should definitely be a free game that comes with the Switch 2. But no, Nintendo sees this manual game as another way to flip us upside down and shake the coins out of our pockets. Nintendo also presented new features such as Game Chat, or otherwise known as their own glorified lackluster Discord that sits behind a paywall. Yes, you will need an online subscription in order to party chat and share your screen, even though this kind of thing is already offered for free on platforms like Discord. And the Nintendo Switch 2 controllers will come with a game chat button that is only useful if you have an online subscription. This game chat feature also brings up possible issues, including speaking across the room, background noises, and other sounds coming from the game you're playing. This feature is presented like a cool new thing that will be very popular, but this is most likely not going to be the case. A new product presented with this game chat feature is their Nintendo Switch 2 camera. The camera quality is simply awful, as we can clearly see in the Direct. And it is, you guessed it, for an expensive price sitting at $50. Again, I don't know why you would need that because there are other cheaper options and even free options that will give you the same experience. Another new change presented that wasn't needed at all is the game key cards. These cards are just collectible plastic. They don't have any actual data and like the actual game on the card. It's just a key to download the game. People will now have the physical card without the physical media on it. And these game and with these game cards, you will need to download them connected to Wi-Fi. So good luck if you don't have good Wi-Fi or access to it. Also, Nintendo has shut down online servers for the Wii U and the 3DS in the past. So, if they choose to do that in the future with the current online servers, will these key cards just become useless pieces of plastic? Ultimately, we can't control what a company sets their prices at, nor what they choose to add to their products. But we have the power in our hands when it comes to what we to choosing to pay for things or to boycott them. Consumers of Nintendo need to realize that we can vote with our dollars. If we don't like what Nintendo is doing, we don't need to buy the Nintendo Switch 2. In fact, Doug Bowser, who is the president of Nintendo of America, states, "We recognize there are some people that may not be able to afford the Switch 2's price point. That's why we wanted to make other Switch platforms available, so people still have an opportunity to come into our gaming universe." He's basically saying, if you can't buy the Switch 2, just stick with the Switch 1. This is actually a great idea for Nintendo fans. Instead of spending Instead of saving your money to buy the Nintendo Switch 2, just don't. Don't buy the Switch 2. This will encourage Nintendo to rethink how they've set their prices, rethink what they're doing, and rethink what they're providing. Nintendo thinks its audience and consumers are mindless suckers. We need to show them that we aren't, and we won't stand for their corporate greed. We can't let huge companies take advantage of us like this. This goes for all big companies and brands. Nintendo will get away with this if not enough people boycott them. If you buy the Nintendo Switch 2 and any games for it, you are justifying its price. Once companies see that people will support these outrageous prices, do you think they will stop increasing? No. So what do? We hit them where it hurts, their wallet, and we don't buy the Nintendo Switch 2.